today we're covering a job I did on the TV show Mr. Robot.
Who are researchers these days? I don't want to be a bird. Don't think like that. You know it's the best thing to do.
But it wasn't a scene with Rami Malek, so I didn't get to act with him. But I did meet him in the makeup trailer, and he was awfully nice. And then we have an interview with my friend Bruce Dennis, also known as Kip, who is retiring from a career as a lawyer. He was also a judge and multi-talented. He's also a composer. He writes songs, and he's written a whole musical, book, lyrics, and the music. So he's now working on trying to get production of that, and he's also performing in stand-up comedy around New York City, and he's going to tell us all about that. So stay tuned.
Well, actually, originally I started off in film production behind the camera.
Uh-huh.
And I worked in film production, wound up in advertising, and then I studied music and went to law school.
Okay.
And in terms of performing, I didn't really perform. I wrote and composed and wrote some shows and so forth. And then after I became a lawyer and started working for a firm, I decided to try stand-up. And I did that more than 25 years ago. And I took a course originally through the Learning Annex, which was a periodical.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the course, they gave you 5 minutes. And they gave us 5 minutes at Stand Up New York on the Upper West Side.
On 79th Street, wasn't
78th.
it? Or 78, yeah.
78th Street. And it went over really well. I did 5 minutes. So I took the class again to get another 5 minutes. And at that time, the owner of the club, I believe his name was Carrie Hoffman, he said he really liked my work when I come back. And I did.
Oh,
And of course he asked me to bring some people in, which I did. And I kept on going back, and I expanded my set to like 15 minutes. And then I went through to the Improv, which was owned at the time
right.
by Silver Friedman.
Yes, I performed there with an improv group.
Oh, did you?
A couple of times, yeah.
Silver Friedman, she and her husband, I think, began the Improv, and they
Right.
got divorced, and he got the one in L.A., and she
Yes.
kept the one in New York. And then I did some work at the comic strip also. And I did this for about 3 years. But it got really difficult because I was also trying to build my law practice, working for the firm, and to be out every night. And then this was before they really transitioned and banned smoking in clubs.
Okay.
So it was like I needed to give my head and my lungs a rest.
Rest, yeah.
And so did work for a firm, and then I started my own practice and began working as a per diem administrative law judge for the city of New York. And I decided now's the time to get back to, because I miss it. Stand-up.
Yeah, it's great fun, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought the best way to get back into it was taking a class. And I think taking classes, as opposed to people just getting up and trying to do their own thing.
I agree. Yeah.
I think having the structure. And the information.
Yes.
And learning, word economy.
Yes.
And stage presence. And you even saw me in class. I didn't really I wasn't holding the mic properly.
Well, your
the
voice
mic
has
stand
to go into the mic. You
Yeah,
know, some people hold it down here, and it's useless.
So it's helpful, yes.
Yeah.
And now I'm taking the advanced class at Second City.
Excellent.
And Second City with you.
There we go. How's everybody doing? I don't really care. No. You see, I've been going through some stuff, and I just need somebody to talk to, so lucky you, right? I'm actually in the process of transitioning careers after a lifetime of being a lawyer and a judge.
And you're also a composer, and you've written a musical or two, and so you're getting back into that as well?
Yeah, I'm back studying music now with a teacher, She is with Manus College of Music.
So you're not only are you continuing to do some legal work, you are also doing stand-up, and you are also continuing to compose and write, and maybe get something going with the musical that you wrote.
It has to be revisited. I don't know. Broadway's a real tough nut to crack.
I think with musicals
Especially now, and things have changed so much in Broadway in terms of what is selling. And the piece that I wrote is more of a traditional piece, took place in the 30s.
All the great economists have given their advice.
So I wrote a really melodic score, which I like, and that's what I prefer.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not that sells today is something else.
Well, I guess you'll find out. So you're a wonderful example of somebody who is trying all sorts of creative outlets, at a time in your life when a lot of other people are retiring and, moving to Florida and playing Parcheesi or something. Well, so that's what we want. We're trying to encourage people, older people, to try new things, especially if they've always been interested in performing on some level or something creative.
Taking risks is so important. So getting back to when I first started stand-up, what happened was I took acting classes. And I was supposed to be in an off-Broadway production of the play Beyond Therapy.
Love that play.
Yeah, and we were all excited, and I think 2 weeks before we were supposed to open, one of the producers ran off with the money, and everyone was really bummed out, and so friends of mine said, try stand-up, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified, and I figured, if I'm this scared of doing it, it's probably something I need to do. Now, there are other things I'm terrified, which I'll never do, like, skydiving or rock climbing. That's never going to happen. Yeah. But in terms of putting yourself out there, and the more I'm doing this now, it's like I'm willing to try a lot of things.
It's good for us to do this. I mean, I didn't plan to get back into stand-up, and then I sort of fell into it from this, also a class at a senior center, of all things, and we ended up doing a TV show that got on Peacock Channel, and we were up for I keep getting it mixed up, a Critics' Choice Award. We were nominated. Wow. And I did the teacher also wrote a film that I was in with another of these people in the senior class who's in her 90s. She was terrific.
No kidding.
It was really wonderful. It was called Singles Retreat.
Excited?
Could be worse.
Listen, you better have a better attitude. Good attitude leads to good possibilities.
Well, as long as we don't have to sleep with anybody. And it's about a bunch of older people that go to a singles weekend in the Poconos. It's just hilarious. Anyway, you can see it on YouTube. I believe it's available on
Terrific.
YouTube.
No, I definitely want to see that.
Okay.
I'll tell you, not for nothing, I don't take my health for granted.
Yeah.
And I have some back issues, but other than that, I'm fine. You never know. And and we're in New York.
Yeah.
So as long as you have the creative ability and the desire, and you're in New York and you're healthy, I say go for it.
So don't forget, if you liked this episode or any of these episodes, to give us a thumbs up and subscribe, pass it along to your friends so we can keep making more of these. Thanks.
Just take a chance and spend your time with me. You'll see, forget about semantics. We're more than friends. I'm just a